Alright, second game of the weekend, East versus St. Michael's Albertville. We'll start with Nolan on center, Squish left wing, Huddy right wing, Leo Gio on D, Sloan in the net. Christian at the point. Nolan with the puck. He'll skate out from behind our net. It's Leo in front of our net. Saved by Sloan. Huddy now in front of the St. Michael's bench. Here comes St. Michael's on Gio's side. Leo on his right as our forwards go in for a line change. So Graham, Henry, Ben Lewis out there. There's Ben. Has a poke checked away, dumps it in. Caleb. And Henry's offsides. So 13:46 left in the first. 0-0. All right, off the draw comes to Caleb. Up to Graham. Graham on left wing, Henry on center, Ben on right wing. Graham behind the net. Goes to the point for Mason. Mason missed it there. Caleb. Dumps it in the neutral zone. Sloan will make that save. Mason over to Ben. Pulled away by St. Michael's. Shot flows to the far side for Caleb. Caleb, shot deflected by St. Michael, but trips ahead for Graham, actually all the way into the St. Michael's zone. They'll start it from behind their net. And here comes St. Michael's. On Caleb's side, Henry back checking. Sloan chips it to the corner. Mason's there to pick it up. Henry to Ben. Everybody goes for a line change except Ben. Ben looking for somebody. He's all alone. 5-on-1. Ben shoots. All right, all fresh legs except Ben. We got Moline out there with Grayson. And Sammy will jump off the boards now. Easton on D, left wing, or left D. Oscar right D. Here comes Sammy. Some speed, gets around one St. Michael's player. He'll rush the zone. Avoids the pinch. Sammy, shot, wide. Sammy to Martinson, to Sammy. To Moline. Easton, shot deflected into the netting. All right, clean draw, win to Easton. Shoot it on net, hits Ben. Temple the trigger, and St. Michael's will skate it out. Oscar with the puck. Over to Easton. Up the boards to Grayson. He'll chip it into the, or try to chip it into the zone. Ben will help it. Easton comes away with it. Tried to find Sammy. Oscar tried to chip it in. St. Michael's will keep it out. Here's Ben Moline. Over to Grayson. Grayson shot. Ooh, just missed. The corner for Sammy. Tried to find Gio coming off the bench there, but timing was off. We'll float into our zone. Leo will pick it up. Leo with some speed. Leo will get pinched. Grayson on the ground, getting up. Hudson challenging. Nolan on the ice. Hudson with the puck. He'll pass it back to Leo. Over to Gio. Up to Squish. Centering pass, nobody home. Nolan challenging. Ooh, Nolan almost had one there. An opportunity. As St. Michael's dumps it deep for Leo. Leo from behind our net. He'll switch places and drop it for Gio. Gio up to Huddy. To Nolan. He's got Squish wide open here. I don't think he saw him. He'll skate in front of Squish and shoot. Here's Huddy. Nolan from center ice. Nice save. Shot from the point by Caleb, deflects off a St. Michael's player, squish into the corner. We'll dump it along the boards. Nolan challenging. Huddy. Huddy comes away with it. To Nolan, backhander, in. 1-0, Nolan gets it. That music is extremely loud. Speakers are working again. All right, 1-0 East from Nolan's goal. Here's Lewis, Ben Lewis. Henry calling for it. Ben got hurt, got slashed on the hand. So we'll get a 5-on-4 here as Ben was slashed. All right, Henry on the draw. St. Michael's will win that. Eventually comes to Caleb though. Up to Henry. To Graham. Tried to pinch Graham. Graham wiggled free. Graham, shot, save. Here's Ben Lewis. Ben looking for options. Back to Easton. Easton. Dump it in the corner. Henry misses. And St. Michael's will chip it out. Easton will collect it. We got 50 seconds left in the 5-on-4 for East. Nice shot by Easton. Nice save by St. Michael's. Ben into the corner. Puck comes back to the corner for Easton. Easton trying to get set up. They'll chip it in the corner. Graham there. It's Henry. Henry. Back to Caleb. Ah, shoot. Almost has something set up. Here's Easton. Easton shot. Hits Ben. So we've got 25 seconds left of the 5-on-4. Henry back to Caleb. Caleb from center ice, looking for options. It's Easton. Back to Caleb at center ice. Caleb, whoa, looking for the redirect. And there's going to be a penalty. There's a delayed penalty right now on St. Michael's. So Sloan heads for the bench. We'll get an extra skater. Henry lost the puck. And momentum. 4 seconds left of the 5-on-4, which will now be a 5-on-3 for 4 seconds. All right, 5-on-3. Moline taking the face off. Hudson on his left. Sammy on his right. Nolan left D. Draw comes back to the right D for Gio. Gio to Nolan. Nolan shot. Nice save by St. Michael's. All right, off the draw. draw eventually comes to Nolan. To Sammy. He'll dump it in the corner, or back behind the net. Hudson will pick it up. Hudson to Moline. To Gio. Spins to give it to Moline. Moline to Nolan. Nolan to the corner. Hudson. To Sammy. Sammy tried the wrap around, no luck. To Gio. Trying to get it up to Sammy. Sammy. Gio comes away with it, hits Nolan on center ice. Nolan shot. Rebound. 32 seconds left with a 5-on-4. Nolan. To Ben, to Gio. Gio from center ice, rips one. Nice save. Rebound. 20 seconds left with a 5-on-4. And St. Michael's able to clear. Gio will pick it up. Gio to Ben. Ben to Nolan. Sammy's trying to get on his feet here. Nolan circles with 4 seconds left. He'll dump and go for line change. So we get 5-on-5 and a fresh set of skaters out there. St. Michael's now from their zone. They'll dump it, give it a right to Easton. Easton tried to get it over to Ben. Nice job, Ben, to keep it in the zone. Graham and Henry dancing. Henry will go into the corner. Graham will take the puck. Graham. Oh, that is weak. That is really weak. So Graham will go to the send bin again. It'll be 5-on-4 as Graham goes to the bench for a hooking call. The speakers are working at Freiburger. All right, Henry on the draw, Ben and Graham on the wing. Oh, sorry, it's just Ben on the wing. We've got Easton and Oscar on D. All right, the draw will come back behind our net, where Oscar will dump around the boards. St. Michael's dumps it behind our net. Oscar there. He'll knock St. Michael's over and then ring it around the boards. That will clear the zone. All the way into St. Michael's zone. Been on the forecheck. Lewis. Here comes St. Michael's with some speed. Here's Oscar. 54 seconds left to the 5-on-4. There's Ben. He's got Henry on center. Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, yeah, quite a bit offsides. All right, Moline on the draw. Comes over to Oscar. So we've got 44 seconds left. Oscar. Dumps it to the point for St. Michael's. We'll ring it around over to Sammy now in the corner. Back to the other corner for Oscar. Up the boards for Ben Moline. 25 seconds left with a 5-on-4. We'll tip it all the way in, no ice. Grayson on the forecheck. St. Michael's will try to set something up from their own zone. 9 seconds left in the 5-on-4. They can't clear the zone. Caleb there to dump it deep. They're floating all the way to the point for Mason. Mason fans on it. Grayson will chip it in. Nice job, Caleb, there to stop the rush. St. Michael's will try again. Swing and a miss there by Ben as they dump it deep. No ice. As St. Michael's goes for a line change, Caleb will pick it up from behind our net. Over to the corner for Mason. Up the boards for Grayson, I believe. Leo now from the far corner. Gets it to Moline. Nice move by Moline to get around St. Michael's. He'll get in the zone with some speed. He's got Sammy on center. Oh, good try, boys. Grayson keeps it in the zone. Sammy will dump it around. Ben will dig it out of the corner. Back around our side now. Sammy. Held in by Caleb. He'll get it towards the net. Sammy, nice job to stop the shot or the pass the second time. Nolan with the puck. St. Michael shoots wide. Caleb dumping around the boards as Huddy gets off the bench. Tried to get the puck, but St. Michael's was there. Caleb takes the body. Gives the puck to Grayson. That'll float long. That'll be icing. So 2:50 left in the first. We're up 1-0. Off of Nolan's goal. Squish aside now. Oops, sorry. Leo looking for Hudson, able to lift the stick and let the puck float into St. Michael's zone. Nice hustle by Squish to out hustle the St. Michael's player. Puck to Nolan. Held in by Leo for a moment. They'll tip it out. Nolan will collect it. Nice look to find Squish all alone here in the corner. Squish. Saved by St. Michael's. Henry Graham, Ben Lewis, Leo Gio. Oh, eventually comes to Gio. Nice job, Gio. Shot by Gio. Henry. Henry. Oh, got lucky there. Looking for Gio. Eventually bounced out of the zone. Gio to Leo. Back to Gio. We'll start from behind our net. Struggling here to Henry. To Ben. He'll touch it ahead. And St. Michael down on Leo's side. Easton. Up the boards to Graham. Nice pass. Ah, shoot. Get on sides. Get on sides. Graham lost the stick there for a moment. Ben gives it back to Easton, over to Oscar. Oscar, dump it deep. Graham on the forecheck. St. Michael's will come away with it. Lewis will have a swing. That comes to the point for Oscar. He'll dump it back behind the net. Ben Lewis to Graham. Center for Ben. Oh, good movement, boys. All right, Moline taking the face off. Martinson on his left, Sammy on his right. Ball comes back for Easton left D, and we got Oscar right D. Martinson into the corner. Oh, there's $300. There's racing skates to the corner. Wind up by Easton. Oh, nice deflection by Sammy there, but goes high. Nice play. Let's save by Sloan. Oh, no goal. Oscar will whip it around the other side for Squish to Easton, all the way up to Sammy. Sammy now rushing, Ben trailing, Easton with him. Sammy, back to Ben. Ben tried to get it back to Sammy, bumped off the puck. St. Michael's. Easton, nice job Easton to Sammy, and that'll do it after one. All right, start of the second, we're up 1-0. Shots on goal 15 for the Hounds, 4 for St. Michael's Albertville. Nolan on the draw, Huddy on his right, Squish on his left, Mason right D, Caleb left D.